The Whitworth Hall, with seating for over 1,000, is used for large gatherings and university ceremonials, such as the conferment of degrees. The degree ceremony opens with a procession led by 2 students carrying wands with lictors' badges. These badges were presented to the university in 1926 by Thomas Brown and Sons. The serpent is the crest of the Duke of Devonshire, the first president of Owens College. The rising sun is pure symbolism for growing enlightenment, leading to the Latin inscription Arduus ad solem, striving to the sun. An alternative northern translation might be, you don't get out for nout. The Latin inscription on the other badge is Honestas optima politia. Honesty is the best policy. The group following the leaders consists of representatives from the Committee of Convocation, teaching and administrative staff of the university, and heads of halls of residence. Convocation is the body of university graduates and current academic staff. A second group, led by student stewards carrying wands, follows with representatives from Court, the supreme governing body of the university, and Senate, the academic body responsible for exams, teaching and research. Also in this group are the academics who will present the graduands for their awards. Next in the procession comes a student bearing the mace, which is made of solid silver. The main body of the head is decorated in applied gold, with the arms of the university. Of the former Victoria University, Owens College Manchester, University College Liverpool and Yorkshire College Leeds, and the City of Manchester. Busy bees, a feature of the crest of the Manchester City Arms, and the double rose, representing the Union of Lancaster and York, are also applied in gold. The serpent from the Duke of Devonshire's arms completes Mr. Leslie Durbin's design of the mace. The mace bearer leads the Vice-Chancellor, or one of the Pro-Vice-Chancellors, who is the presiding officer of the ceremony and who will present the degrees on behalf of the university. The procession is completed by the registrar, or his representative. All the students taking part in the procession are volunteers from the university student body. The ceremony closes with the Latin quotation Salva sit universitas, nostra Mancuniensis, hoc precantis consugamus, which translates to, Long live our University of Manchester. So saying, let us stand.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. apologies again for the delay and for the weather. The rain's a bit of a problem to us these days, isn't it? We think it's a good idea, but don't like it when it comes. Anyway, we'll try to arrange for it to stop in about an hour's time so that you can take your photographs. Can I start by extending to you all a very warm welcome on this occasion. This is a celebration of success and achievement. Success for the graduands after a number of years of really hard work. Lots of joy, we hope, and in many cases, pretty hard financial circumstances. And we sincerely hope that in the years to come, you will look back with pleasure on the time you spent in your university. It's also, of course, great success for the families and friends of the graduates, because your support has been vital and I feel sure very greatly appreciated. People often refer these days to old universities and to new universities. The new universities referred to being those which until recently were polytechnics. Manchester is referred to as an old university. In fact, it is approaching only its 150th birthday. It was founded in 1851 after a Manchester merchant called John Owens left a bequest of £92,000 for that purpose. John Owens, in leaving this money, hoped that the university would be something like Oxford and Cambridge. That's what he said. Now, they're really old, dating from the 12th and the 13th centuries. And in Scotland, the universities of Aberdeen and Glasgow and St Andrews came along in the 15th century, in Edinburgh in the 16th century. So, by comparison with these very ancient institutions, Manchester is a comparative youngster. But it is the oldest of the great civic universities in England. And indeed, in a sense, is the mother of two of the others, Liverpool and Leeds, which until the beginning of this century, together with the founding Owens College here in Manchester, were colleges of the Victoria University. In any event, the University of Manchester has lived long enough to build a remarkable reputation throughout the world for the excellence of its teaching and its research, and for the fostering of famous and distinguished academics in almost any discipline you care to mention. Universities become famous, not usually, I think, for the high quality of their teaching, but for the major contributions to innovation, invention, and research. But the truth seems to be that good research and good teaching are frequently partners in the same institutions. Most academics have always maintained this to be so, on the basis that people who are struggling to discover something new and extend knowledge or deepen scholarship are likely to transmit enthusiasm, excitement, and some of that depth to their students. And this is seen as a major benefit of doing research, a value added to that of the research itself. I'm sure you're aware that universities in the UK are now subjected to the closest scrutiny by external assessors with regard to the quality of their research and teaching in every single department. Judgments are made and they become public. It's interesting that these verdicts now support the view that good research and good teaching go hand in hand. The correlation is really very strong. So Manchester can look back with great pride. But that pride in the past has become less important than confidence in the future. It is to the future that we must urgently direct our thoughts and our thinking with the greatest vigor, because there is little doubt that our ability to maintain the highest standards of teaching, learning, and research is threatened by the resourcing difficulties we now face. Of course, we're not alone. Every university in the UK, and there are now more than 100 universities with a considerable diversity in their missions, is seeking to find ways of dealing with the continuing reduction in government funding, which has been taking place for the last 15 years and took a spectacular dive with the budget of November 1995. Universities now receive 28% less in real terms per student than they did in 1990, and that's not taking account of what happened in the 10 years before that. I think quite unusually, the national debate presently taking place about education is concerned with every element of the system: preschool, primary, secondary, and tertiary. And it's unusual because the debate includes tertiary education, normally the quiet sector, or perhaps more accurately, the unheard sector. Now, whilst one might hope that the inclusion in this debate of tertiary education signals a recognition of its vital importance to the welfare of the nation, it's perhaps more likely that it is due to the suggestion that universities might be driven to charge additional fees. Tertiary education, that is, all post-secondary education, has a wide range. It includes continuing and adult education, it's all in all its various forms, further education and higher education, that is, the universities. And it does seem right that anyone who can benefit from tertiary education should have access to it. Access to it at the point appropriate to the individual. If that view is accepted, it amounts to an expansionist policy, a policy which can be defended very robustly, in my view, on grounds of national wealth creation and fairness to the individual. As far as the funding of universities and their students is concerned, it seems reasonable to question whether a funding system designed to support universities and students, when 5% of 18-year-olds entered higher education, can sustain adequate levels of state-provided student fees, student maintenance, and university costs when over 30% of the 18-year-old population takes part. And that's the situation now. If this percentage is only maintained, and the CBI is calling for an increase to 40%, because we are approaching an increase in the size of the 18-year-old cohort, the number of students will increase. Now, the mission of this university is really very simple. It is that, in spite of the financial difficulties, it must retain its stature as an international university, as a national university, and as a regional university. And in my view, that is the priority order. Our products are research and teaching. And like any company or institution which must compete internationally, these products must be of world-class quality. Any lesser ambition doesn't seem worthwhile. Now, that leads to obvious consequences. We must continue to attract the best staff to carry out our research and our teaching. We must continue to recruit good students from home and overseas, and continue to provide a correspondingly good learning environment for them. we must maintain the infrastructure to support that environment. This is our wish list, but somehow we have to make it affordable. We've got to plan and perhaps change, perhaps reconstruct, to make it affordable. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Leeds has recently published his estimate that in order to maintain standards, and assuming that the universities operate at maximum efficiency, which we're desperately trying to do, and continue to earn industrial research contract money at the present level, the higher education sector as a whole has an immediate need of the order of £1 billion, and a subsequent recurrent need of about 350 million. So, where does the solution lie? Do we look to the Exchequer for more money? Do we seek a redistribution of the available national cash, which will change the nature of some universities without doubt? Do we look to industry, or do we look to the students themselves? This is the fundamental question we are addressing, and the one to which the recently appointed Deering Committee must help us to find the answer. And it's interesting that our concerns in the UK find echoes in many countries at the moment around the world where the proper expansion in higher education is causing very similar problems. Don't mean to sound gloomy about this, but I thought you might be interested to know where we are at the moment. However, can I end on a cheerful note, because this is a day of celebration. And on behalf of everyone here, I would like to offer warm congratulations to every one of our graduates, to wish them well and pray that they will have a happy and prosperous future. Please accept the invitation which you will receive to join the Manchester alumni, and through the alumni, keep in touch with what we're up to in your absence. Thank you very much.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, William John Lee.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Bhaskar Dasgupta. Christian Joseph de Kock. Naresh Pandit.
Many congratulations.
Gian Park.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, John Andrew Arms. Shu Hua Ju. Louise Helen Coward. Brian Burton Dearden. El Taib Hassan Mohammed El Taib. Amy Joanne Fletcher. Robert Martin Gleave.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Sahar Hunedi. Claire Suzanne Lambert. Isabel van der Sheldon.
Congratulations.
And for the degree of Master of Arts in the Faculty of Arts, Penelope Gale Barlow. Kathleen Barra.
Congratulations.
Isanul Haq Choudhury.
Well done. Congratulations.
Simon Dunworth.
Congratulations.
Jack Edwards.
Congratulations. Great. Good morning. Many congratulations.
Carolyn Cecilia Farah.
Many congratulations.
Julian Russell Gainsborough.
Congratulations.
Sophie Garside.
Congratulations.
James Christian McLaughlin. Ra Kwame Page.
Congratulations.
Shirley Roberts.
Many congratulations.
Ruth Shasha.
Congratulations.
Peter Shipston.
Congratulations.
Akram Tahiri. Linda Ann Wilkinson.
Congratulations.
And for the degree of Master of Arts in Theology, Avril Bradbrook.
Congratulations.
Anne Helen Canlin.
Congratulations.
Frank Nicholas Green. Anne Marie Humphreys.
Many congratulations.
Alison Jean Kelsey. And for the degree of Master of Philosophy in the Faculty of Arts, Pamela Jean Scott.
Many congratulations.
Simon Earwicker.
Simon, congratulations.
Maria Borisnova Kuteva.
Many congratulations.
Alistair Alexander Ross.
Congratulations.
Anna Catherine Seddon.
Congratulations. Many congratulations.
Joanna Angela Soliver. And for the degree of Master of Language, Amanda Jane Herod.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master in Business Administration, Douglas Campbell. Susan Allison Chadwick. Kulin Bhupendra Desai. Stephen Giattino. Benjamin John Gray.
Thank you very much.
Stephen Oliver Hancock.
Congratulations.
Tony Higgins. Christopher Robert Jackson.
Congratulations.
Harry Joseph Manley.
Congratulations.
Emmett Thomas Pierce. Gillian Helen Pugh. David Russell Smith.
Congratulations.
Timothy Charles Thurnham. Francisco Arojo Serrano. William Bauer. Andreas Becker. Ian Oliver Bendel. Sonia Bawani.
Hello.
Aman Bhatia. Rohit Biani. Dean Foster Brown. Eva Deborah Brill. Nigat Mayrose Chisti.
Congratulations. You look a bit worried though.
James Crook. Harsha Dandapani. Neha Ranjan Dash. Frederic Jean-Pierre de Mol. Jenny Nicole Drews. Zeme Alejo. Lila Al Toomsey. Omalola Fado Jutami. Trond Inga Flunis. Mark Anthony Gallia. Jan Mikael Huske.
Congratulations. Yeah. It's COVID.
Jorflin Jensen.
Congratulations.
Lily June. Philip Wynne Lloyd Jones. Shamir Shatikan Joshi. Gary Demetrius Kakoulis. Yuan Yi Lee.
Congratulations.
Verena Ann Lucas.
Congratulations.
Shams Rafik Malajwala.
Congratulations.
Francisco Xavier Martin Vicente. Amar Masood.
Congratulations.
Gosham Gopi Macario.
Congratulations.
John William Lee Mitchell.
Congratulations.
Donald Peter Murphy.
Simple now, isn't it? Congratulations.
Yoshihiro Noto.
Congratulations.
Kenji Okeasu. Sanjay Kumar Pandey.
Congratulations.
Rohitha Pia Pereira.
Congratulations.
Zen Sin. Floriana Atanasova Radiva.
Congratulations.
Simon Matthew Robertshaw.
Congratulations.
Joegel Far Sandness.
Congratulations.
Heather Ann Saysel.
Congratulations.
Robert Friedrich Schneider.
Congratulations.
Angela Seifert.
Congratulations.
Hamish Vasan Shah. Duncan Robert Shaw.
Congratulations.
Stephen Silverstein. Ishan Singh. Ranjit Singh.
Many congratulations to you.
Tanvir Singh.
Congratulations.
Milche Leliana Smith.
Right. Congratulations.
Malcolm David Smith.
Congratulations.
Raw Leslie Smith.
Congratulations to you.
Constantino Pablo Solopoulos Noriega.
Congratulations.
Gavin Paul Thomas.
Congratulations.
Jesse Thomas.
Congratulations.
Vasilios Sepanitis.
Congratulations.
Lande Tund Anjos.
You weren't sure for a minute, were you?
Thomas Morris Alfred Verdcourt.
Congratulations.
Jabir Mohammed Walji.
Congratulations.
Yang Ren Wang.
Congratulations.
And for the degree of Master of Business Administration in the Faculty of Business Administration and UMIST, Gillian Mary Beattie. Michael Blackledge. Michael John Conway. Sharon Cosgrove. Patrick Gerald Farfan de los Gordos. Caroline Jane Gale. Mark Ranald Geyer. Nigel John Hawkes. Jeffrey Hogan.
Congratulations.
Pamela Susan Holland. Alison Claire Hopkins. Anthony Ian Hopwood. Harriet Deborah Dorothy Hudson. Alison Mary Hughes. Owen Patrick Jennings. Stephen David Lees. Neil James Proud. Lindsay Ann Scott. Michael Edward Stride. Marion Catherine Sudbury. Leslie Gale Barnes. Deborah Bishop. Linda Claire Butterworth. Lorraine Annette Rosalind Victoria Comley. Thank you. Bernadette Hartley. Thomas Mark Haslam. David Higginbottom. David Robert Jameson. Stephen Anthony Jones. Coley Mary Kelly. Michael Peter Kelly. Alan Knowles. John Andrew Pikus. Douglas Queen. And for the degree of Master in Business Information Systems, David John Maddy.
Good cheer.
Mr. Provost-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master of Laws, Janice Louise Dean.
Congratulations.
Marcus Michael Geiss.
Many congratulations.
James Andrew Fish.
Congratulations.
Zoe Corrali. Julia Adela Leonard. Terpsichore Magdalenu. Mary Catherine O'Flynn. Julian Roland Pieg.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master of Arts under the aegis of the Board for Continuing Education, Margot Barnett. Louise Freeman. Rige Donaghy. Jeanette Galpin. Tai Jin Lee. And for the degree of Master of Science under the aegis of the Board for Continuing Education, Chrissy Leliopoulou. Elizabeth Helen Collier. Sylvina Tate.
Top of the bill. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Salvasit Universitas Nostra Mancuniensis, hoc precantes consagamus.
So now you're leaving the university and going out into the world. All of us in the university wish you the very best of luck. We're sure that you'll do really well. When you graduate, as you've just done, you automatically join a body of graduates called Convocation. Through Convocation and through the programme of events organised by the Alumni Officer, you'll be able to keep in touch with us and, we hope, share with us news of your progress. From time to time, the university publishes Manchester Graduate, which will tell you what's happening within the university, what's new, what's going on, how we're changing, how we're keeping up with the times, and how some of your contemporaries are faring. Now more than ever, one of the most important parts of the university consists of its graduates, taking forward the name of the university along with their own achievements in every country of the world. Do keep in touch with your colleagues and your teachers, with your hall or with your department. We value that link, and we hope you will too. And now the world awaits you. We wish you every success and happiness in the years ahead.